you're very self-aware. Like you don't care, you don't shy away. You just take advantage, and you're convincing in your roles.
Thank you.
Which I want to get into with acting. Like, so take me through, what was the inspiration to even start this profession, like pursue this career?
Oh, goodness gracious. Such a tough question.
Yeah.
Because my first career, what I am, not first as in priority, but like what I
Yeah,
do for a living.
exactly.
So it's confusing for a lot of people. They're like, pharmacist, actor, what? Like how?
Right.
How did that even happen? We're gonna get to that later. But
Hmm.
anyway, acting, really a couple years ago I started taking acting classes. I needed a creative outlet. I felt like things were becoming a little dull for me, and anyone that knows me knows that I like challenges. I cannot sit still, like mentally I need all kinds of
Right.
challenges. I can't just do one thing and be like content with it forever. Like I have to move on and do something else and challenge myself and know that I'm maybe able to achieve it or possibly fail at it. It doesn't matter. The point is
Yeah.
that I'm gaining something from it overall, whether it's strengthening who I am as a person or whatever.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try this. I got this email. It's like ad. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure. Click on it. Let's see what happens. And I told my husband, I was like, hey, I'm just going to go take this acting class real quick. We'll see what happens. And he was like, okay, well, have fun. So I
Yeah.
go. But he knows to expect that from me. So I went and took
Right.
the class, and I was just like, wow, this is so fun. People do
Yeah.
this for a living?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
My soul was like set on fire. I'm like, this is just so exhilarating. Like I could be whoever I want to be. Like that makes sense. I mean, I am a professional wannabe. I've wanted to do so many things my entire life. Like,
Yeah.
like I looked at doctors, I was like, yes. I looked at like, an agent, and I'm like, oh my God, yes. Like just
Yeah. Yeah.
anything I
Yeah.
looked at, I was like, I want to be that. Everyone just made it look so beautiful and so like, illustrious, just so nice. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try this. I'm just gonna like go
Hmm.
into this and just see what happens. And started acting, started looking for opportunities, got a few opportunities here and there, started with commercials. That was a lot
Nice.
of fun. But every time I went on set, I remember feeling like this rush, like
Yeah.
this
The
adrenaline
adrenaline.
rush. And I'm
There we
like,
go. We
oh
said it
my
at the same
God,
time. Yeah, the adrenaline. It's so
it was
true.
so nice. It was so
Yeah, and
nice.
and I can relate to everything that you're saying. Like for myself, I went to university, I studied marketing and like a business major, right? And
Hmm.
thinking I was going to work 9 to 5 in an office, and I still got my feet wet in that area. Like I saw what it was after graduation, but exactly to your point, you go on set and you see what it's like to work with other people that are creatives, and they can't sit
Yes.
still. Like I was notorious for that growing up. Teachers would call my mom saying I'm a rambunctious kid, and I would always take that. I would always, take that as like a flaw, right? And then I started to embrace that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how I used to embrace. And then now I embrace it because I realize, the stories I come up with, or how I, work with other actors, or like I said, creatives, that you start to see that you need to be that way, because that's the
Hmm.
only way to stimulate your imagination. I'm a
Yeah.
big hero of Tarantino, and if you follow this podcast, you'll start to understand
Yes.
more and more that,
Yes.
I look at him and I say the reason why his movies are so good is because he just runs away with his imagination. He's not normal, and that's a good thing. Um,
Yes.
and as you get older, when you're a teenager, when you're growing up, you want to fit in. That's all you want. You just want to blend in, and you want to be like everybody else. I grew up in an Italian family. Everybody's watching sports, and that's how I wanted to feel. And going through film, I can relate to what you're saying, is that you want it to be different. You want it to. It's a
Hmm.
liberating experience to be amongst
Very.
people that are expressing themselves, and it's all coming from this. It's all coming from the mind. So it's truly a compelling experience, and I'm so happy that you gave it a shot. You had the courage to go after it.